In this video, we're going to talk about what I call the fire in the room. And basically what that means is if you're in a room and a fire breaks out on the other side of the room, do you wait for that fire to come to you and then try to leave or get burnt? Or do you get out straight away? You get out straight away. So like here, I'm coming up to this roundabout. I can see after this silver car, there's a black car, then there's a van, then there's another car with a right indicator, but then the BMW is the blocker. Now, if I go now, I don't have to wait for that white car. I've not waited for that fire to come. And we also have that in meeting scenarios. So if we look at this road here, it's tight. You can see there's not really enough space for two vehicles to fit. So do I want to stay on this road for as long as possible and wait for that fire to come, or do I get past quickly? So say for instance here, I'm going to go quick. My foot's hard down on the gas, I'm powered up, and I'm past before that silver car comes. So I'm not waiting for that fire. And the same here, we've got parked cars here, we're going to have to go wider. We can see that there's traffic up ahead. Now, I'm not saying when you're going through a very tight space that you should be going at the speed limit. Obviously, we have to drive at a speed which is appropriate for the road conditions. But we don't want to be driving any slower than that as well. And this is something that a lot of learners do. They drive very cautiously through these tight spaces like this, and now I'm waiting for that Mercedes to come. Now I'm being squeezed. Whereas if I just accelerated, I'm past that situation. I don't need to deal with it. And the other thing is when we come up to a junction and we look and we see it's safe, and this again is something that a lot of learners do. They'll look, they see it's safe, but then they still stop. And all that they're doing in that scenario is they're waiting for a car to come. Why wait? There's no point. If we wait for that car to come, we've now got to deal with that car. So if we see it's safe, it's the equivalent of hearing the fire alarm going off. We know there's a fire. We don't want to wait until we see the fire before we think, oh, well, I've got to get out. We think, right, I need to get out now, and that's what's going to keep you safe. So the key parts of the control is, number one, you need to have confidence with your ability to accelerate. If you're in a manual car, you've got to have that confidence to be able to find that bite point and also have the confidence to do the gear changes as well. The other thing you need to have confidence with is your steering. A lot of clients, again, they go through corners steering too slowly, or they're too hung up on doing pull-push steering that their steering then loses accuracy. So if we have that confidence to be able to accelerate fast, steer, and obviously change gear if you're in a manual, that's what's going to also help you out. So the next time you're in a tight space, think fire in the room. Don't wait for the fire to come. Get out the scenario now. And a lot of people will probably be thinking, yeah, but you're teaching us to be boy racers or girl racers. No, I'm not. I'm teaching you to be confident and to be a driver. There's a fantastic instructor trainer in the Hertfordshire area called Terry Left Terry. I rate him as quite possibly the best instructor trainer in the UK. I've done a course with him fairly recently as well. But his way of basically teaching is to imagine that you have a police vehicle behind you and you need to go for a wee. You need to get there as quickly as possible, but you have to remain legal. And again, I know it sounds like it's boy racer stuff, but it's confidence. And it's also what we call roadcraft. Roadcraft does use a different system to the MSPSL system that a lot of you are taught. So instead of MSPSL, it's information, position, speed, gear, acceleration. So IPSGA. And it's all about being able to make progress.
So this is a good example when the fire in the room metaphor works for people that are being nice. So this minibus driver has very kindly allowed my client to come through, and instead of us just getting on with it, you can see my client go super slow here. And why? We're just getting in the way. And that person's been really nice. So let's get on with it. Let's allow them to get on with their journey too. Ask the client to turn right at the second set of traffic lights. And what he needs to be doing is braking and going behind this blue car because of the traffic ahead. But he doesn't slow down and he keeps checking his mirrors and he's not making any decisions. So I've ended up having to use the brakes and move him across before that van catches us up. And normally I would allow the client to make the mistake. However, we were running late and I did need to get to another client. But that's a good example again of the fire in the room. We've got the opportunity to move into that right lane, to get in and out of that door before the danger comes. But if we do nothing, we wait to get burnt. So in that scenario, instead of accelerating, we actually needed to brake, do the lane change, complete the manoeuvre quickly. Don't wait for the danger. If it's safe, it is safe. This is what I call take space to make space, which is similar to the fire in the room thing, but it's all about taking position straight away so nobody else can. Now he needs to turn right third exit. This is the first. And what he should be doing now is going between this sort of bluish car and the silver car. So he's getting ready for his exit. But he doesn't take that space. So now the gold car behind does, as does the black car and the van. So now he can't take the exit. So he's had to do another lap. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with going around the roundabout again and again if needs be. But you can see where taking that little bit more time or changing that position that little bit later causes problems. So take space to make space and fire in the room.
So I hope that video has helped. If you do have any comments, feel free to message me and I will help as much as I possibly can. And remember, be confident.